This is Cinematics in Hollywood Unmasked. Lauren Sanchez has once again proven that she knows how to command attention and set the tone for post-wedding glamour when she stepped out arm in arm with her billionaire husband Jeff Bezos shortly after their lavish Italian nuptials. Fans were expecting a quiet honeymoon period. Instead, what they got was a bold, fearless, and unforgettable appearance that instantly set social media on fire. In what many are now calling her signature style, Lauren donned a figure-hugging outfit that left no room for subtlety and reminded everyone that she is here to own her narrative. And her spotlight, the newlyweds were photographed walking hand in hand through a cobblestone plaza in southern Europe, where onlookers and paparazzi quickly gathered to capture the moment. But what truly caught the world's attention was Lauren's daring choice of fashion, a stunningly cut dress that featured a plunging neckline, body contouring silhouette, and an undeniable confidence that radiated from every angle. This was no ordinary day out. This was a carefully orchestrated reminder that the woman beside Jeff Bezos is not just a partner but a powerhouse and a presence. Her look was both a continuation of her wedding weekend style and a fresh assertion of her post-ceremony identity. Gone were the ethereal bridal tones, and in came the bold reds, blacks, and metallics that scream confidence, sophistication, and undeniable power. Fashion insiders were quick to weigh in, with style blogs describing her appearance as equal parts old Hollywood and modern bombshell, a blend that Sanchez has carefully refined over the years to create her unique visual language. Lauren Sanchez has long embraced a form-fitting aesthetic, but there was something distinctly elevated about this post-wedding ensemble. Perhaps it was the context, the new title of Mrs. Bezos, or the way she moved through the crowd with unbothered grace while flashbulbs popped and comments poured in online. One fan wrote, "Lauren just redefined billionaire bride goals," while another said, "If you have it, flaunt it," and she definitely has it. The response was overwhelmingly positive, especially among her supporters, who praised her for leaning into her femininity and not shrinking herself for anyone. The conversation around her appearance, however, extended far beyond fashion into deeper discussions about image, agency, and self-definition. In a world where women, especially those in the spotlight, are often criticized no matter what they where Sanchez made a statement, not with her words but with her poise and her unapologetic confidence. For Jeff Bezos, this public appearance seemed equally intentional. Dressed sharply in a tailored suit and coordinating his look subtly with Lauren's, the couple exuded a kind of harmony that felt both practiced and authentic. They paused for photos, smiled graciously, and exchanged quick glances that seemed to suggest they were both very aware of the optics and completely unbothered by the noise. Their body language was studied and strong, to people fully stepping into a new chapter. While the cameras rolled and the commentary bubbled online, Yahoo News was among the first to highlight this particular appearance, noting the contrast between the intimate ceremony they had just shared and this very public, unapologetically glamorous follow-up parade. Took it a step further, calling Lauren's dress a masterclass in high-fashion confidence and celebrating the way she turned a simple stroll into a viral fashion moment. Style writers gushed over the fabrics, the fit, the accessories, but just as importantly, they recognized the moment as a savvy brand move for both Sanchez and Bezos, who have carefully crafted their post-engagement narrative to combine romance, power, and luxury into every appearance they make. What makes this outing particularly fascinating is how it plays into the ongoing evolution of their public image. No longer are they just a couple in love, they are now a married duo at the top of the financial and media food chain, and appearances like these are no longer random, but rather chapters in a very deliberate story they are telling together. One of reinvention, elevation, and mutual ambition. Lauren's choice to dress in such a commanding and striking way days after becoming Mrs. Bezos signals a shift, not just in how she sees herself but in how she wants the world to see her. She is no longer the fiancée, the partner, or the mystery figure in a billionaire romance. She is now a wife, a presence, and for many a new kind of style icon who defies convention and invites admiration and discussion in equal measure. And the best part is that she does it all without flinching, without explanation, and without apology. Stay with us as we explore in part 2 the reactions from the media, fans, and insiders, and how this moment has sparked a fresh wave of conversation about image, status, and the new rules of Hollywood power couples. Lauren Sanchez's first public outing after her wedding to Jeff Bezos was more than just a walk through a European square. It was a media moment, and the ripple effects of that bold appearance are still being felt as headlines rolled in from outlets like Parade and Yahoo News. Fans and critics alike began dissecting every detail of her now iconic look, the fabric, the neckline, the confidence. It all became part of a larger discussion about her place, not just as Jeff Bezos' partner but as a standalone force in fashion culture and public identity. She has always embraced a high-impact aesthetic, but this moment felt different, elevated not only by the context of her new marriage, but also by the energy she projected in every image captured. Lauren's dress was described by Parade as dangerously stunning with an architectural neckline that framed her silhouette in dramatic fashion, while Yahoo News pointed out that her choice of accessories, especially the dazzling necklace and matching heels, gave the entire outfit a polished yet edgy finish. It wasn't just about showing skin, it was about making a mark and owning the moment on her own terms. She was not overshadowed by Bezos, and she wasn't blending into the background of his spotlight. She was standing in her own and making sure the world saw her as an equal, if not the more magnetic figure in the duo. The response on social media was instantaneous. Fashion influencers reposted the images with captions like, "This is how you wife a billionaire," and "Lauren is rewriting post-wedding fashion rules entirely." Meanwhile, comments from fans poured in praising her figure, her style, and her unapologetic glamour. Some called her fearless, others called her iconic, and still others framed the moment as a masterclass in modern femininity, where a woman can celebrate her curves, her sensuality, and her strength without compromise. What really struck people, though, was the balance Lauren achieved. She wasn't trying too hard, nor was she playing it safe. She was simply herself in full power mode, and that authenticity is what resonated with so many women, especially those watching her rise from background figure to center stage queen in less than a year. It wasn't long ago that Sanchez was a mostly behind-the-scenes name, a former reporter, a helicopter pilot, a woman in the orbit of high power. Now she is very much the nucleus of the conversation. Her ability to transform her role without losing her identity has become a point of admiration and, in some cases, envy. Insiders in the fashion industry have noted that her recent style evolution is no accident. Stylists and image consultants have confirmed that Lauren has been curating her wardrobe and visual message with the same precision as a high-fashion campaign. Every piece is chosen to project boldness, femininity, and financial power at a time when many public figures are dressing down or embracing minimalism. Lauren is unapologetically turning the dial up. Her love for body-hugging silhouettes, jewel tones, and statement pieces makes her stand apart in a sea of neutrals and quiet luxury. She is bringing the noise, and people are noticing that disruption is part of what makes her style choices so conversation-worthy. She is not conforming to the image of a traditional billionaire spouse. She is creating a new image, one that blends bombshell energy with business-minded branding. For Jeff Bezos, who has often been accused of lacking charisma or being too corporate, Lauren's presence beside him adds dimension, flair, and a touch of unpredictability that media and audiences are clearly intrigued by. Her recent appearance is just the latest proof that she knows how to captivate and elevate not only herself but everyone and everything around her. She brings energy to the table, and her fashion choices are just one part of that bigger equation. What stands out the most is that nothing about her feels timid. Every step, every look, every public moment feels intentional and empowered. She is not asking for approval, she is setting the tone, and the tone is glamorous, magnetic, and above all confident. In Part 3, we will look at how the fashion press compared her to other Hollywood women past and present, and what that says about where she now stands in the celebrity hierarchy. As images of Lauren Sanchez walking confidently beside Jeff Bezos circulated across every major outlet from Parade to Yahoo News, comparisons began to emerge, and not just to other billionaire wives but to legendary Hollywood women whose style choices helped shape entire eras. Fashion editors, entertainment bloggers, and even film critics weighed in, drawing parallels between Lauren's post-wedding look and some of the most memorable female icons in fashion history. The plunging neckline, the sculpted dress, the bold step into public space after a private milestone. These were all markers of someone stepping into her legacy. Parade described her as a cross between Sophia Loren and Elizabeth Taylor, with a touch of Angelina Jolie in terms of wardrobe drama and visual confidence. Meanwhile, style forums began trending, with posts dissecting the structural similarities between Lauren's dress and gowns worn by actresses during Cannes Film Festivals. Past the reference points were clear. She was channeling the kind of glamorous bombshell energy that once defined silver screen royalty, but doing so through a distinctly modern lens. What made the moment even more impactful was how effortless she made it seem. There was no media tour, no formal photo shoot, no red carpet, just a simple stroll down a European street. that suddenly looked like a runway. That confidence, that ability to make a moment without trying too hard is exactly what separates icons from attendees, and Lauren is fast proving that she belongs in the former category. Fashion critics praised her ability to balance sensuality with elegance, describing her as someone who understands the power of presence and knows how to use fashion not as costume but as communication. They noted how she didn't just wear the dress, she embodied it, transforming it from fabric into statement, from style into message. The message being that this is a woman who knows exactly who she is and exactly how to command a room, or an audience, or a paparazzi frenzy. Her poise, composure, and signature smirk as she walked beside Bezos were also analyzed by body language experts, who highlighted her open posture, eye contact with photographers, and effortless stride as signals of deep self-assurance and comfort in the spotlight. That level of visibility is not for the faint of heart, and yet Lauren appeared to thrive in it, giving new energy to the role of modern power spouse. She is not just showing up for events, she is owning them, rebranding what it means to be a billionaire bride, and turning the public gaze into an opportunity for storytelling. The media clearly noticed, and so did other celebrities. According to insiders from two major agencies, several stylists received calls from clients asking for dresses inspired by Lauren's look less than 48 hours after the photos hit headlines. That kind of influence is rare, and it signals a shift in how fashion and femininity are currently being expressed in elite circles. Gone are the days of minimalist detachment. This new era belongs to women who embrace curves, color, and charisma, and Lauren is leading the charge. She has rejected the idea that elegance means disappearing or dressing down, and instead, she has leaned into drama, sparkle, and bold silhouettes. And the public can't seem to get enough of it. Critics who once dismissed her as just another name in Bezos' orbit are now beginning to reconsider. Some are admitting that her stylistic evolution is not only deliberate but deeply effective, a masterclass in image strategy and high-profile transformation. She has gone from background figure to global headline in a way that feels both swift and intentional. She is not trying to be Mackenzie Scott. She is not trying to follow any template of quiet success. She is forging a completely different path, one that blends glamour with audacity and challenges assumptions about who gets to be taken seriously in elite circles, especially women who embrace both sensuality and intelligence. Her post-wedding appearance marked more than just a fashion as the first wave of media coverage following Lauren Sanchez's striking post-wedding appearance settled. The second wave began, and this time, it came not just from news outlets, but from within the heart of the fashion industry itself. Designers, stylists, editors, influencers, and brand strategists all began to weigh in on what her look meant and what it signaled about where fashion is heading in the age of hypervisibility and curated wealth. Parade praised her style as fearless and unapologetic, while Yahoo News highlighted her dress as one of the boldest statements made by any high-profile newlywed this year. But the real shift happened online in the days that followed, as fashion houses began referencing her silhouette, her color palette, and her overall aesthetic in their mood boards, trend forecasting tools, and early campaign concepts. Several insiders noted that inquiries around Lauren's look from clients, stylists, and marketing leads began pouring in within 48 hours. Designers from Italy to Los Angeles began discussing her as a muse, not in the traditional fashion sense but as an emblem of power and visibility. Her combination of Hollywood glamour and billionaire boldness hit a nerve with both brands and buyers who have been searching for ways to balance elegance with eye-catching impact. In an increasingly competitive style landscape, social media played an enormous role in that transformation. Fashion influencers reposted her photos with captions like "This is how billionaire wives do it," or "Lauren Sanchez is rewriting the fashion rules." For powerful women, the virality was immediate and it was organic, with creators on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram dissecting the cut, the fabric, the accessories, and even her hair and makeup choices in minute detail. Many noted that her bold neckline and body contouring fit went directly against the current trend of understated luxury, signaling a turn back towards statement dressing, statement energy, and curated femininity. She was not just another celebrity in a designer dress. She was setting a tone that others were now following, and fast trend analysts on Threads and LinkedIn wrote that this could mark the return of maximalist fashion in luxury circles, not just in terms of volume or color but in the emotional energy of each look. Bold silhouettes, rich fabrics, unapologetic body positivity, and confidence-led presentation. That is where fashion is moving, and Lauren is leading that conversation, intentionally or not. And it is not just influencers jumping on the trend. Fashion Week organizers in Milan and New York have reportedly requested notes on looks inspired by her wedding week wardrobe. And already a few runway samples are being shaped around that signature combination of bold, femininity, and confident structure. Meanwhile, social media creators are beginning to see Lauren Sanchez as more than a celebrity. She is now a cultural figure with a brand of her own, a woman who blends the visual language of old Hollywood with the unapologetic forwardness of modern wealth and ambition. What resonates is not just how she dresses, but why she dresses the way she does. Each appearance, each photo, each moment of public style is saying something. She is not here to blend in, she is here to show up. And in doing so, she gives other women permission to do the same. The real revolution happening here is one of permission, the permission to be glamorous, the permission to be loud, the permission to be powerful and visible and sensual all at once. And that is what influencers and creators are tapping into. It is not about dressing like Lauren, it is about owning your space like Lauren. Brands are now watching closely. Several major luxury houses have reportedly reached out to her team for future collaborations, endorsements, and appearances because they see what the public sees. She is not just riding the wave, she is creating it. And in a landscape crowded with models, actors, and influencers all competing for the same style moment, Lauren Sanchez is doing something rare. She is making people feel something. She is reminding the world that fashion is not just about clothes, it is about impact. And in part 5, we will bring it all together and explore how this single appearance is already reshaping not just public perception of Lauren Sanchez, but the blueprint for billionaire brides, the fashion playbook of elite women, and the future of feminine power in a hyper-visual world. This video provides commentary and analysis on public legal filings and statements from representatives. All parties are presumed innocent until proven otherwise. This content is intended for educational and informational purposes under fair use.